Martha Stewart is 85 years old and still has zero filter. She just roasted Meghan Markle with the kind of truth Meghan has been running from for years. And Meghan is reportedly losing it. Stay until the end because her reaction says everything.
Is Meghan Markle about to go to war with Martha Stewart? Based on the intel we heard from a dinner party that they both attended, it seems Meghan Markle may have already been caught.
Now, even though Martha Stewart barely needs an introduction, let me give you a quick picture of who we are dealing with. Martha has spent decades building one of the most iconic lifestyle brands in American history. She has been to prison, survived a very public scandal, and came back stronger than ever. She is literally the blueprint for everything Meghan is trying to build right now. So when the original speaks about the copy, you listen.
As you said, she's a very, she went to prison and she came out and built this whole second career, seemed to do very well in it. Obviously built a gigantic business too. Yeah, she is not somebody to play around with. And that passive aggressive criticism of Meghan Markle there was so enjoyable and so deserved.
It all started during an interview where Martha was asked about Meghan's entry into the lifestyle and cooking space with her Netflix show. And Martha did not sugarcoat a single word. She said, if you are an actress, it is hard to then transition to a princess and then from a princess into a homemaking guru on a television show. Martha was not angry, not dramatic, not even particularly worked up about it. She just stated the obvious in the most casual and devastating way possible.
If you're an actress, it's hard to then transition to a princess and then from a princess into a homemaking guru on a television show. It doesn't sort of follow. So go from there.
And Meghan was reportedly furious because the truth Martha said out loud is the same truth Meghan has been running from since the day she launched as ever. You cannot just decide to be the next Martha Stewart. You have to earn it. When Meghan thought that would be all, Martha dropped another bomb on Meghan. She told People magazine that when Meghan returned from her trip to the UK, they both attended a dinner party in California. Though she barely spoke to Meghan, she knew Meghan was a big mouth fellow. She revealed she knew what Meghan was talking about. She was leaking info about the UK trip when she went to see the King and everything that transpired at Highgrove.
American cultural icon Martha Stewart. Now, Martha Stewart spoke to People magazine, which is a very Sussex-friendly publication, saying that she overheard Meghan Markle boasting about her royal return and her time with King Charles at Highgrove House.
We were both guests at a dinner party in California, and she had just gotten back from the palace. And I think I didn't talk to her really more than to say a couple words, but I know she was talking about it.
Meghan was reportedly furious when Martha's account went public, because here is the real problem. Harry and Meghan have been very carefully trying to rebuild their relationship with the royal family, and the last thing they needed was someone revealing that Meghan was at a Hollywood dinner party gossiping about a private meeting with King Charles. That is not a good look for someone trying to prove they can be trusted. So Meghan's camp did what they always do. They pushed back hard. The dinner host was contacted, statements were released, and Martha was essentially told she was confused or mistaken. Meghan's version was simple. The family had a great time, and nothing about the private meeting was discussed. But Martha was not confused, and she was not backing down either.
So this is wild. This is wild that Meghan thinks she can go out there and basically undermine and start this beef with Martha Stewart. It's only going to make it worse. And to get the host of the party to step up and, oh, sorry, people, that's incorrect. I was sitting next to Meghan. She never did that. Makes me believe she did even more. I'm sorry, but what are you doing? Just move on. Stop making it a story.
Ideally, why is Meghan afraid and also quick to debunk this allegation? She would have been better off if she had simply ignored Martha's comment instead of the attempt to correct the story and give this controversy another life. What might have been a passing comment from Martha became a public disagreement over what Meghan actually said. Meghan wasn't satisfied with this. She went further and brought another witness. She went over to the party host and pleaded with her to come and stand as a witness for her. The host contacted People magazine and disputed Martha's version. They said that Martha's version was incorrect and that Meghan had not discussed the European vacation beyond saying the family had a great time.
She seemed to have got the host of the party to call up People magazine and say that Martha's account was simply untrue, and that Meghan didn't talk about her European vacation other than to say the family had a great time. Worse, they called Martha confused, implying that Martha, 85 woman who redefined Americans' relationship with food, kitchen, etc., self-made female billionaire, is a dotty old lady is an incredibly stupid thing to do, especially for Meghan, who enjoys very little public goodwill.
Meghan's real anger didn't come from Martha's comment at the party. It came from the interview about Meghan's transition to a lifestyle expert. Meghan knows that this criticism from Martha has put her brand under the microscope, and this is not what Meghan Markle wants at the moment. But Meghan should not have involved the host who called Martha a dotty old lady.
Martha's not going to take well to that. And though she may be 85, she's sharp as a tack. And this is not the way. But Meghan can't have anything written about her without filing a lawsuit, threatening a lawsuit, having her people call, issuing some nasty barb back, even if it's an 85-year-old who said something very innocuous about her. She can't stand it.
But why would Meghan challenge someone like Martha Stewart, who has had years of experience in what she does? For now, Meghan is one of the most disliked celebrities in the world, and she doesn't enjoy enormous goodwill the way Martha does. So challenging her publicly could be particularly risky. Instead of making Meghan look strong, it is making her look defensive. So this defensive attitude from Meghan has turned Martha's criticism into a bigger story.
Her PR team shouldn't have even countenanced responding to Martha Stewart and told her to shut up, in this case, whatever the whys and wherefores, because it just creates more sort of drama around her. But trouble is, I'm not sure she's great at listening to advice.
And here's where Meghan made her biggest mistake. The smartest thing she could have done was stay quiet and let the story fade. Martha is 85 years old, and the internet moves fast. Nobody would have remembered this in a week, but Meghan cannot help herself. She pushed back publicly, her camp released statements, and suddenly a small dinner party comment became a headline that would not go away. All the attention she was desperately trying to redirect toward her lifestyle brand and her royal reconciliation was now laser focused on a beef with Martha Stewart. Meghan did not just pour fuel on this fire. She built the fire herself.
The Royalist suspects that Meghan was more angry about Martha's very perceptive comment about why Meghan's TV show failed. If you're an actress, it's hard to transition to princess, and then from princess into homemaking guru, blah, 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 blah. That was the shade. The only sensible thing for Meghan to have done was to have followed Martha's example when she was sent to prison. Suck it up. Or as late Queen Elizabeth would have said, never complain, never explain. But that's all Meghan knows how to do. Complain and explain, complain and explain.
And here's the question nobody on Meghan's side wants to answer. If Martha's account was completely false, why did Meghan respond so aggressively? Martha Stewart is 85 years old, one of the most respected names in American lifestyle, and has absolutely nothing to gain from making up a story about a dinner party. She did not need the attention. She was not promoting anything. She simply mentioned what she heard. It was Meghan's heavy-handed response that turned it into a national conversation. And as any PR expert will tell you, an innocent person does not deploy a full damage control operation over a passing comment. The response was bigger than the original story, and that tells you everything.
And stop talking about things you shouldn't talk about, because you clearly were. You clearly were. Martha Stewart's not. Why would she make that up? That makes no sense why she'd make that up.
And let me give you some context. Martha has never been bitter or jealous. She genuinely wished everyone following in her footsteps good luck, and even gave Meghan a piece of advice a year ago that Meghan clearly ignored. Martha has nothing against anyone. She just has standards. And if Meghan had any sense, she would be sitting down, staying humble, and learning from this woman instead of arguing with her. Watch how Martha responded when she was asked how she feels when other celebrities follow in her footsteps.
I don't mind. Good luck. And Gwyneth's been very successful, by the way. I think she's created quite an interesting body of businesses. She's admired. She's a fantastic. She won an Oscar, for heaven's sake, as an actress. She's pretty powerful. Meghan, I don't really know very well, and I hope I hope she knows what she's talking about. Authenticity to me is everything. And to be authentic and knowledgeable about your subject matter is extremely important.
Did you catch that? Martha did not even hesitate. Gwyneth got an Oscar mention and a compliment on her business. Meghan got, I hope she knows what she is talking about. That is not a compliment. That is a polite warning wrapped in good manners. And the most cutting part of all is that Martha said authenticity is everything and that being knowledgeable about your subject matter is extremely important. She did not say Meghan lacks those things directly. She did not have to. The implication was loud enough for the entire room to hear. If Meghan had actually listened to that warning, her brand might have been performing a bit better. Martha spent decades earning her place. Meghan is trying to claim it with jam and candles. And when the woman who built that world questions whether you know what you are talking about, that is not something you push back against. That is something you sit down and learn from. So what do you think? Was Martha telling the truth, or was Meghan simply overreacting to an honest observation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.